is Monk, and I'm not a published author. I have not been in any great works of literature. Instead, what I was a .com revolutionary. I'm probably the only man in Microsoft history to ever call a VP the load his mother ever should have swallowed and kept his job. But rather, 6 years ago, I started a little thing called a bondage rope company called twistedmonk.com. And I set out to change the world. One bedroom at a time. That's my story. That's the show, kids. Tip your waitresses. So, there's been some really, really hot SM stuff going on tonight. But for a lot of us, where did we start our SM? It were in those tentative back of the page in the alt personal section. Okay, maybe I'm dating myself, but back in those days when you had to call the 900 number and listen. Okay, how many? Yeah, I see some faces doing, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I wonder why so many of us did that. We were all looking for the unicorn, weren't we? That couple looking for the bisexual female to complete that threesome fantasy. Guilty. And I think for all of us who are now identified as kinky, poly, other, we all can kind of point back to, oh, there was that time my boyfriend and I wanted to try a threesome. That's where we all went downhill from there. That's right. Okay, so this was my wife and I of 26 years now. That's what we got ourselves. All right, now why is this happening? All right, besides being a good common starting point, let's face it, it's a hell of a lot of fun. Come on, 3 hungry bodies, all writhing around in bed in this like big sweaty fucking sexual Olympics? I mean, this is great. Okay, granted, of course, when it comes to threesome, this assumes that your 2 girls are bi. Because there is nothing worse than having 2 adamantly straight girls in bed. Come on, you know what this is like? This is like driving 2 cars cross country. Right? You start one car, pull over, walk back to the other car, start it up, warm the engine, you know where I'm going with this, right? Alright. So now you ladies are looking like, oh, that's nice, yeah, that's great, but what about the men? Well, this brings to the real point of this whole topic here, okay? You see, dear listeners, for much of the experience, you know, a lot of us had 2 girls in bed together. But what about having 2 boys in bed? Now, we can argue the whole women are wired towards bisexuality where men aren't, or we can, wait, don't throw rocks at me yet. I got a section where you can throw rocks, I'll show you. I'll go like this. Okay, or we'll go like the whole SM alt culture is built around heterosexual dominance. You know what? Again, this is for people who are far smarter than me. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I do know about it. I was a swinger for a long time, and I probably had more threesomes than most of you had hot meals. So I'll tell you what I do know, okay? Sex with 2 girls, pretty easy to come across. Sex with 2 boys, there's a reason why it's so hard. And I'm going to tell you why. Alright, I'm going to pause for just a minute. For those of you who are looking at me and said, but I just had a threesome with 2 boys last week.
Last night, actually.
Now would be a really good time to hit the bar, okay? Just ignore me, okay? Alright. See, here's what usually happens, or at least it usually happens to me. Picture, if you will, you've got that sexy naked woman with 2 strapping hard boys, all ready to get busy, alright? The only thing is, your boys don't look at each other. They don't even make any kind of eye contact. And, oh, God help you if the other guy leans over and goes, hey, nice cock. Because nothing says fag faster than like giving the guy a high five. Oh! Erection killer. No, in order to have a proper threesome with 2 boys, you must have 1 naked chick distance between you at all times. Because remember, boobies keep it from being gay. Don't underestimate the power of the boobies. Alright, so now we have 2 boys. They're hard, they're ready to go, and they're comfortably far enough apart to to still fuck you while not actually having to touch or make eye contact. And then the next issue you have to overcome is rhythm. Ladies, men fuck with rhythm. We all have a certain grind to our bodies, a certain slow push, or maybe a fast driving beat like something out of like punk rock from CBGB. The problem is, what happens when the boy in front of you has got that nice bossa nova beat going in your mouth, right? While the guy in the back is doing the drum line of Metallica's Master of the Puppets. You were getting slapped around like a goddamn ping pong ball! Oh, and let's not even begin to discuss what happens if one of the boys comes too soon and the other boy has a long way to go. Alright? Miss Manners has covered a lot of things in her day, but she has not covered that topic. Alright, okay. We have our two boys in bed. They're both okay being naked in the same room. They're comfortable with their masculinity to be within one naked girl's distance of each other. Good. Now you've got them both marching, as it were, to the same drummer. Alright, now you got them, so they're not going to slap you around like the Detroit Red Wings, although some people might like the Detroit Red Wings. And fabulous. Now for the $64,000 question. The money shot, the DP, right? I mean, the porn star fantasy. No. Let's all consider this for just a moment. The human body has only so many angles of entry, I'll put it, okay, politely, because we are amongst, high-class people. And those are having sense. Your body can only accept penetration from certain vectors. And then, too, only have a certain amount of vectors they're capable of providing. And so now you've got tab A, tab B, slot A, slot B, and lining up all those vectors to make it all work, that's like a goddamn story problem. Two penises leave Detroit at 355. One is at a 45-degree angle, while the other one is traveling 63 miles an hour at a 38-degree angle. Alright? So you got the vectors lined up. Anyway, what happens if one of the boys is like lacking in the vector department? Do you go, oh honey, no, you're in the ass. I'm sorry. No. Okay. So, because let's face it, you get them lined up, you get them all paused, everything's there, we get to the point of penetration. This is good, right? But you gotta watch those vector things because there's nothing worse as the guy, when the other guy's dick pops out of her ass and jabs you in the nutsack. Oh! Buzzkill! Okay, no, ladies, okay. You also need to realize that, okay, maybe you already realize this, but for us guys, it took me a while to figure this out. There's a very thin membrane of skin separating your pussy and your ass, alright? Okay. Now, so when us men are doing the whole porn star thing, waka chicka, basically what we're doing is we're rubbing the heads of our cocks against each other. Okay? So even though there is still a naked chick between us, I'm slapping scrotums with a guy, and there's a very few guys I'm okay slapping scrotums with. I'm just saying. So this is why it doesn't even happen, okay? Oh, and God, don't even get me started about doing DVDA play, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Monk. Thank you so much for letting me come out.